Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and seeing the same headline on every screen on Earth. We are not alone. A confirmed signal from another intelligence. Not a maybe, not a maybe one day. Real. What happens next? The first hours would be pure chaos. Social media would break. News anchors would struggle to keep their voices steady. Governments would call emergency meetings that last all night. Scientists who spend their whole lives searching would cry in front of the cameras. Churches, mosques, temples would fill up within hours. Ordinary people would step outside and look up at the sky like they had never seen it before. Some would feel pure wonder, the greatest discovery in human history. Others would feel a deep, quiet fear they cannot explain. For science, this would be the single most important moment we have ever lived through. Every textbook on biology, astronomy, and philosophy would need to be rewritten. The search for life would become the central project of our species. Funding that once went to weapons and politics would suddenly pour into telescopes, radio arrays, and deep space probes. Young people would decide to become scientists in numbers we have never seen. But while the public celebrates or panics, governments would go very quiet. Classified briefings, military assessments, intelligence agencies asking the same question in every language. Who speaks for Earth? Who decides what we answer? And what if the answer we send is the wrong one? Religions would face their greatest test in centuries. Some believers would see confirmation of a larger creation. Others would struggle with the idea that humanity is not unique. Philosophers would sit in silence and then ask the oldest questions again. Are we special, or are we just one more voice in a very large universe? Then the harder questions begin. What are they actually like? If they are only a little more advanced than us, contact might feel almost familiar. If they are thousands or millions of years ahead, the gap could be almost impossible to cross. Imagine trying to explain the internet to someone from the Stone Age. Now reverse it. Their technology might look like magic, or it might be dangerous simply because we cannot understand the rules they live by. There is another risk that is quieter than invasion: cultural shock. The sudden knowledge that our entire history, every war, every love story, every scientific breakthrough happened while someone else was already out there, that we were never the main characters. That can change how a civilization sees itself. Some thinkers believe first contact would finally unite humanity. For the first time, we would have a shared identity, us, the people of Earth, against a much larger background. Others fear the opposite: panic, new divisions, endless conspiracy theories, a world that never feels stable again. And then there is the personal question that no government can answer for you. How would you feel? Would you be excited? Would you be afraid? Would the night sky ever look the same? Would you hold your children a little tighter, or would you feel strangely free? We have spent our whole existence in silence. We have told stories about gods and monsters and visitors from the stars, but we have never had to face the real thing. The day we confirm we are not alone will be the day the human story splits into two parts: everything that came before and everything that comes after. The silence will break, and nothing will ever feel ordinary again. I want to know what you think. If this happened tomorrow, what would be the first thing you feel? Tell me in the comments. If you want more deep stories about the universe and our place in it, subscribe. It genuinely helps me keep making these. Thank you for watching. Stay curious. Let us go deeper. What if the aliens are not interested in talking? What if they have already been here and left? Or what if the signal is not a greeting but a warning? These questions would keep philosophers and scientists awake for decades. The search for a second signal would become an obsession. Every new telescope, every new probe would be built with one hope in mind: to hear them again. Children born after that day would grow up in a completely different world. They would learn in school that humanity is part of something larger. The night sky would no longer be empty. It would be full of possibility and mystery. And that change in perspective might be the most powerful effect of all. Not the technology, not the politics, the simple knowledge that we share the universe with someone else. That alone could reshape art, literature, religion, and the way we treat each other. Because if we are not alone, then every human life becomes part of a much bigger story, a story that is still being